This is my hardcore world that I started with the goal of going outside of my comfort zone, testing my creativity with new builds and block palettes, and most of all, keeping it cozy. So far in this world, I've transformed 2 whole islands, built a giant mushroom tower, and dug out a not so efficient skeleton XP farm. I have now survived for upwards of 200 days in this world, and I have so many big plans while also trying to enjoy the early days and take things slow. Today is going to be a little taste of everything with some exploring, farms, and cute builds, so stick around and let me know what you think. First things first, if you watched episode 3, which you definitely should, I built the cutest little iron farm that is putting in the hours here. Anyway, if you watched, you will have seen that I somewhat neglected to finish decorating the new island here, and to be so honest, it's been bugging me since, so with that being said, I'm going to make that the first priority. I really liked the way I added some little flower mushroom guys over by my mushroom tower, and thought that it would be a cute little idea to replicate that here, and just kind of continue the theme over onto this island. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. This is honestly also just another day of neglecting building a moss farm because I watched one tutorial and my goodness, they look annoying to build. Anyway, I'm adding some of these mushrooms and also trying to bring in a little bit more color and life while keeping it as spawn-proof as possible because there is of course still an iron farm working right beside me, so that means figuring out how I can make all of these guys spawn-proof with slabs or trapdoors, buttons, blah blah blah. They're still cute though, and it's a good little creative challenge for me, honestly. And I mean, if a few iron golems spawn around this island, I can always just kill them. It's not the end of the world. Building these is honestly reminding me of why I love this game so much, because you just have so much creative freedom, and while this may not be everyone's cup of tea to just build little useless, structures like this is why I love the game. I'm running off here quickly to just go grab a bunch of clay because I thought it might be nice to add a little bit more detail using clay pots, which I've never really thought to use in a context like this, but I'll see how I feel about it. Ooh, honestly not mad at this at all. I love unlocking new little decoration techniques like this that I know I'm just gonna store under my belt for the whole rest of this world, and probably more to come. Now that I've dotted in those details, I need to give some more love to the side with our mushroom houses here. I don't think I'm gonna do anything too crazy. Maybe just continue the moss, grass, flower spam so it blends in just a little bit better. I'm also just shaping it up here a little bit more because I know if I move on to another project, I'll never come back to this, and we can't have her looking sad and bare. Okay, I'm so glad that I took the time to do this because it's definitely a lot nicer to look at. Very simple, but honestly, it really finishes it up well. You would think, and yes, I'm going to bring this up again, you would think the amount of times that I've had to stop building and go farm some more moss would be enough encouragement to build a moss farm, but you would think wrong. Seriously though, I'm building it up way too much in my head. I'll do it, but not today, she says every single day. With the landscaping feeling a lot more complete here, I want to take another step to fill in one of my mushroom houses here. Like I said in episode 3, my little mushroom houses will be used for more utility things like compact farms or, in this case, villagers. I had the fun idea to make all of the green mushroom houses villager trading stations, and the pink ones whatever little farm I need that of course will fit inside of them because they are such a small space for a farm. I'm just gathering some wood here to make a little trading interior with individual slots for the villagers instead of just letting them be free range because, I mean, they're still serving a purpose. I can't have them just running everywhere. I have a little bit of a vision here, mostly just trying to keep it well lit and not too crammed, although I'm not working with a whole ton of space, so we'll see what I come up with. Okay, I can definitely work with this. I love a little pink interior. Now it's just time to bring some villagers over here and start cycling through trades. I've already started breeding some of my villagers here, and man, were they ready, because every time I toss them food, let me just say, they waste no time. But that's good for my purposes. I won't complain. I'll keep my nose out of their business. I think I'm only going to really go for the most basic librarians today, and then as I need more, I'll add more villagers with whatever block trades or emerald trades that I need at the time. Call me weird, but I love monotonous tasks like cycling through trades where I can just pop on a movie and pay half attention to the game and while also being productive towards an end goal. After a ton of breaking and replacing my lecterns here, I have 5 of what I consider to be the best enchanted books. For me, these include Unbreaking 3, Mending, of course, Protection 4, Efficiency 5, and of course, Feather Falling 4. I'll definitely get more of the more specific ones as needed, but for now this will set me up for my gear and tools. Now, you're probably thinking, okay, you have the trades available, but not the emeralds to actually obtain them, and yeah, I mean, you're actually right. I did it a little bit backwards, but that brings me to my next plan. Chopping trees to trade sticks with Fletchers. Okay. No, this isn't my actual plan, but it does work for some quick emeralds just to get me kind of started here first, so I'll just do a little bit of that. It's a supplementary income. Now, for my actual plan, a villager-ran crop farm. I'm going to drag 3 of my villagers on over to this little spot here and set up a farm of half potatoes and half carrots to trade with my farmers. I'm sure there are tons of bigger scale, more efficient farms, but I don't usually worry too much about fully min-maxing every aspect of the game. Now, let me take a little bit of time here to make a cute villager automated crop farm. I've really been taking advantage of the leadable boats today with all the moving around of my villagers, but it really does just make this whole process way less of a headache. Thank goodness for this update. Okay, villagers have officially been transported, and now time for the fun part, aka trying to maneuver them into their spots. I have yet to plant our actual crops here because I wanted to avoid jumping all over them and ruining the whole farm in the process of this here now. I've got them all in boats here. The separate one will be for the center, and this guy is going to pick or take the crops from the other 2 farmers when they drop them, but really they'll be dropped into a chest for me. So I'm really just circulating the same crops again and again, but also they're going to be farming new ones, so everyone's happy. Okay, to hopefully make this process a little bit less painful, I've kind of blocked him in here, so hopefully he just runs straight into the middle here. Oh my god. Yep. Wherever you want, that's fine. Yeah, that's great. There we go. Now let me just trap you in here for the remainder of your life. Oops. I got the other 2 in their own respective places and have started planting our crops here. Oh great, they're already trying to make love. Didn't anticipate that. I am going to have to make this wall a little bit higher. I don't know why I didn't think of that happening. Totally just ignored all the farm designs and just went my own way, but you live and you learn. Ta-da! Crops are planted, farmers are farming, and now I'll have to give it a little bit of time for their inventories to fill up and to start dropping their extra crops. I'm basically an expert on villagers now after this because honestly, prior to this farm, I had no idea that villagers had inventories, so that's interesting. Fun fact. Now, it's kind of bothering me how out of place this one little farm looks here, so I'm gonna add a couple more around it in the same kind of style so she looks a little bit more at home. Also, please, if you have any build suggestions that you think would fit into my world here, please let me know. I'm always looking for more inspiration and my Pinterest boards are active, so check that out in my card link in the description. Alright, I've kind of got a little bit of the shaping put down here, mostly just imitating the same kind of circular shape of my villager farm. I highly doubt that I'll actually use these for crops, so I'm just gonna put some beetroot and maybe wheat on the other side just for some color variety. Also, please avert your gaze from all of the chests literally scattered everywhere in my world because I have definitely outgrown my storage base in the starter house there. And it is definitely high time to come up with a more permanent solution, and trust and believe I have something in the works. And there we go, all planted up, and look how cute she is. Hopefully she works, as in she being the crop farm. I don't know why whatever. Don't question it. Now, I am feeling a little bit adventurous and kind of wanting to take a break from building, so I think I'm gonna run away in search of a couple different things for future builds and plans. I think I'll just show you what they are as I find them as a way to manifest the possibility of me finding everything that I'm looking for. So hopefully I see you then. Alright, I don't really need acacia, but I know I would kick myself for not grabbing at least a couple of saplings, so that will be our first find here. Oh, we have a coral reef. I'll need to remember that. That's a good thing to mark down coordinates for. So, second find, I'm happy with that. So far, nothing that I've been actively looking for, but still, things that are good to have coordinates for. I spy with my little eye a desert village. I'll definitely be stealing some things from here. I've been getting way more use out of bundles in the save than I ever have, and as a hater of bundles when they were first announced, I am proud to say that I have officially reformed. These are actually so nice as someone that grabs one of everything in sight, especially for little trips like this where I'm getting just a couple of saplings and, you know, a couple of this, a couple of that. They're actually so useful, but I'm sure you didn't need me to tell you that. Ooh, and a desert temple. Where there's a village, I feel like there's always a temple, at least in the last desert village I found in this world. So let me see what's in here after making sure that she's safe, of course. I'm of course gonna steal the TNT. I know I'll be needing that eventually, as well as gunpowder for when I'm hopefully flying, because I'm gonna survive killing the Ender Dragon, of course, duh. But I'm not seeing anything else down here that I really need, so let me continue on my merry way. Ooh, an outpost here. Let me kill these guys. Yup, worth the pit stop. I'm also going to release the allays because I don't need them, but I also can't bear the thought of abandoning them, so be free, little guys. Some more running around later. We have an acacia village here, and there we go, saddles. These were one of the things I set out for, so I'm glad to have a couple of those now. That's good. Yup, those are some horses. Let me take a break here and find the best horse here to take along with me. Alright, I think I found a winner here, and I realized that I actually am already carrying some diamond horse armor, so let me just take her for a spin. Sadly, I don't have the update yet that allows for horses to swim in water, so I don't think that I'll take her all the way home, but as soon as I update, I'll be going around to find another horse to adopt and maybe even make a little stable for her. I like that idea. Oh yes, some dark oak, which means lush cave. This is another item off of my list. Let's go. Because I've been needing glowberries, so I'm going to snag a couple of those and that way I'll be able to bone meal them as needed. And this will also be good to know for drip leaves and maybe even axolotls if for whatever reason I need them. Oh, I definitely was not expecting to find one of these. Oh my gosh, this dark oak forest is a gold mine. Look, the smallest little pale oak forest. That's exciting. I have yet to ever build with pale oak. I'm definitely gonna grab a couple saplings of these, and yeah, I'll take some of the moss as well, of course. I don't know about you, but I would definitely call that a very successful little adventure there. I got saddles, some different types of wood, glowberries, and a bunch of random other miscellaneous stuff. So I think with that, I'll just make my way back home, and anything else I find along the way will just be an added bonus. One thing I have noticed in the seed that I'm not super in love with as much as I am in love with everything else is the amount of jungle. Maybe it's my sign to experiment with building with jungle wood or in a jungle biome because that's definitely something I've never tackled before and honestly something that I steer very, very clear from. But maybe I'll try that out. I should honestly make that a goal for myself. Now, finally, home sweet home, and honestly, only to head straight into another little outing because I have something else up my sleeve. I'm just going to drop my stuff off here and make my way into the nether for a dried ghast. Am I slightly terrified in the nether? In hardcore, yes. Will I brave it for the adorable little guys that are dried ghasts? Yes, absolutely. Okay, I'm in the nether here and I'm talking quieter because in my brain that means I'm not gonna alert anyone even though they can't hear me, but I can hear them, so it's like a mental thing, you know what I mean? I am going to take the easy way out and just travel via a tunnel close to the roof here, so let me just start with that. Alright, I've been tunneling for a little bit here and just digging little peek holes along the way, and I think I've finally spotted a soul sand valley, which is, of course, where my baby guests are. So let me just try to get down here as safely as possible. Oh, okay. I think I already spot a couple fossils over there. So let me make my way. Yep, we have a baby. I think there's actually a second one as well. Oh my goodness, how lucky. I barely had to get on the ground. I definitely kind of cheated that, but you know what? It's not hurting anybody. And I did say this was a cozy world, so I think avoiding nether travel is as cozy as it gets. Ugh, I am so excited to be airborne on a little ghast, or I guess a big ghast. Now, let me not speak too soon actually. I have to make it home safe with these little babies. So, time to head back. I'll just, probably cut that out because it's just gonna be me running in a tunnel. Yup, we are out of that dreaded place, and this baby is going straight into the water. Now, I'm thinking I'm only going to just grow the one of them for now until I can set her up at least a little home, and then potentially I'll do the second one. But I'll be here in the area while she grows and just do a little bit of organizing. My inventory is a little bit out of hand with the amount of netherrack and all the other nether things. So I'm just going to add to my terrible storage nightmare with more and more stuff. None of my business. What goes on in those chests is honestly none of my business. In the meantime, while she finishes growing, let me check on my villager crop farm because it's had a little bit of time to get up and running. First, our carrots here. Okay, not too crazy, but it's definitely working, and that's what matters. I also haven't been like loading the chunks too much, so we'll take that. Let me go check the potatoes. That's a lot better. I'll take that. Let me trade them up here quickly and finally go grab some books from my librarians. About time. Maybe I should have done that before going to the nether, but oh well. Okay, I'm crafting up an anvil here after getting some books, and I'm just going to first and foremost put mending on my fortune pickaxe. That is #1 priority because that is more diamonds and everything to come. And after a little bit of idling around and running back and forth, I have a baby. Oh my goodness, look at how cute she is. Oh, you know she's cute when my voice goes up an octave. Please, oh my goodness. Also, please, if you're still here and watching this far, I say you get the right to name her, so let me know if you have any name suggestions. I think in all of my adventuring today, I did manage to find a name tag, so I will actually, put one on her. I think she's deserving. Now, I need to make her a little harness, and of course it needs to be pink, so let me do that and wait a little bit for her to fully grow up. Oh my goodness, look at how cute with the harness. Stop it right now. Of course, I have to take her up into the air. Oh my god, aren't we just the cutest ever? Pose. Now, with a new ghast to take care of, I need to make her a little home to dock at, which I'm going to put right next to the villager crop farm. I do have a little bit of a design in mind, so I'm honestly just gonna jump straight into the build because I am itching to give her a roof over her head. Look at this little house for my ghast. Is that not the cutest thing ever? Well, next to her, of course. I love the fact that I'm so obsessed with my own builds and everything, but I mean, you should honestly be your own biggest fan. If not you, then who? I also added the cutest little banners here on the side, which I love, and I never really used banners in Minecraft, so I love that this world is just me trying so many new things. That's exactly what I hoped for, and honestly, I've been having so much fun with it. And it is also accessible to the roof here. I added a little ladder and entry for me to get on and off of my ghast here. I'm so in love with how everything looks and how everything's shaped up, all the adventuring, builds, trading, blah blah blah, everything. Yeah, so if you've made it this far into the video and joined me on all of those little adventures, thank you so much. I appreciate it. That's gonna wrap it up for me today. So please leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you want to follow along in my hardcore world, and I'll see you next time.